Okay. My first problem is that I'm not a Kindle person. I'm just not a Kindle person. I was so overwhelming. My anger over my frustration over my inadequacy with the Kindle drove me for this book. So you're gonna have to forgive me for a lot of my stuff. But I don't know. It doesn't show up that well. I'll put the picture up. I'll put the picture up. Um I'm going to do a video on time travel in a couple of weeks. And when I get to that video, it'll be a compilation of all the videos. It'll be a listing. I have been looking and looking and looking and looking and looking and looking for time travel books. And I have been looking and looking and looking, and it's driving me. I've got a list now of like 40, 50 books. And I'm going through them all. And I'm narrowing down my list of like my top 15, top 20, whichever ones I come up with. So my problem is, what did I do with it? If you have not seen it, go back and watch my series. Julie, Mcelwain. What? There's 6 or 7 of these, and I think this is the last one. And I'm still waiting for the author to get back to me. She hasn't got back to me. I don't know if she had writer's block or a family situation or personal situation. I know nothing. I'm just ultimately very frustrated that there has been no books in a couple of years now. And this one and I would say Outlander are probably the top 2. And I just read one the other day. You'll have to check out it on my channel. I did the books. It's coming up in the next couple days, or actually the next month. It'll be in the middle of July. It comes up. This book will follow. This video will follow that book. This is An Earl Out of Time by Louise Allen, and I'll put the picture up. And when I was doing this, if you don't touch it right, look, every time I touched it, my stuff would come down. And I was trying to get it to give me the page number. And it would go like this. And I kept going like this. And I kept trying to figure out what was going on. And I'd bring it down and my lights would show up. And I wanted it to get, and then I would do it was that irritatingly frustration took over the rest. I mean, I was so frustrated with my inadequacy that it took over my everything. So, the actual story. Alright, I didn't keep track of people as good as I usually do when I'm starting a series because I couldn't get the pages. I couldn't see what pages it was. That literally overrode everything. So, I'm going to look into trying getting a physical book.
Christina, here is your reminder.
So that overrode my entire viewpoint of this book. I'm sorry. I'm gonna work on getting the physical books because I can't deal with the Kindle. It's just So anyways, we've got Cassie, and she's a constable on weekends. Otherwise she's developing stuff for other people on the computer. And she's in modern times, and she's working as a constable part-time, and she's handing out flyers. Some stuff has been stolen, and she goes into this antique shop and she gives him the flyer stuff, and the guy invites her to tea. And then she sees some miniatures that he bought recently, and she sees one and she's like, I've got to have it. I've just got to have it. I can't live without this thing. I have to have it. We don't know what her financial situation is. We know nothing of her background, but she's sitting here absolutely fresh. She will pay anything for this thing. Because the guy's like, you're supposed to haggle. You're supposed to do so. And she just had to have it. And it was just irritating the life out of me. Absolutely irritating the life out of me that she got so obsessed with this thing. It bothered the heck out of me. Yes, it was part of the plotline. Yes, I know that. But at that point in time, I didn't know that. And it was just. So then she goes home and she has a cat, but she has a cat door, and the cat door allows her pet to go next door to eat and stuff. And she's playing with the miniature, whatever, and it gets hot, and she looks in the mirror, and she's transported to 1807, and she falls on top of Lucian, and Lucian was in the middle of getting attacked, and Lucian has a brother, James, and Lucian has two kids that will probably meet in future books. I don't know yet. I have to look into it. So, and then one of his friends, sister has been abducted. She's missing. And Cassandra just goes all into investigation mode. And at some point, she's eating my wires. I couldn't follow it too well. And it had nothing to do with the story. It was all me fighting the Kindle that overrode everything. But she does an investigation, and she questions the maid, and she questions the housekeeper, and Lucian helps her, and they tell everybody in creation that she's his cousin from America. And she proves her biggest point by her purse. She actually had a purse on her, and she had modern day money and modern day cosmetics and modern day condoms in there too, and tampons and all that kind of stuff. So she kind of proves her point that she's from the future, and they believe her. And they go off into this investigation, and they do all this stuff, and they end up solving the mystery. No one's been murdered or anything. This girl's just been kidnapped, and it takes a very sick, twisted turn at the end. Just totally sick, twisted turn. And they even go to the morgue at some point. But the whole, I couldn't get past the Kindle situation. So we've made some notes here. Let me see if any of this is, if I really need to go over any of this. I really don't think I do. But so she goes to 1807, and she meets Lucian. He's the Earl of Radcliffe, and his brother James. And his brother James is gay. There's a couple of gay men in this story. And Garrett is his valet, who does a lot of stuff for him and helps him out in this situation. And they explain that the Viscount's sister... Yes, ma'am. Do you want to come up? I'm going to make dinner in a minute. The Viscount's sister, Arabella, is missing. Arabella Trenton. And they're looking for her, and they're investigating whether she's been killed or held for ransom or what's going on there. They investigate all her potential boyfriends, all her potential suitors, all that kind of stuff. And it takes a really twisted, slightly sick turn at the end that you really didn't see coming. So we'll see what happens in the next book. I'm not sure if I need to get a physical book, and that'll help me concentrate more on the story than what's going on here with the Kindle, because I was so obsessed with the Kindle. So we'll see what happens. It was good. It had your time elements in it. It had your Regency stuff, because that's what I was looking for. I was looking for a story. A modern woman goes back to Regency time period and interacts. So she was cousin Cassandra, and she was explaining, I wrote all these pages down, but I can't read the pages back because I don't know what pages they were, because I was using the stupid Kindle. But at certain point, she explains modern times people hook up. Sometimes they hook up for a week, a month. Sometimes they live together for a time. But they don't get married. Sometimes they live together. Sometimes they don't get married. They go away. They get divorced. The situation is totally different between now and then. She also explains to him a woman's choice. She has that big discussion with him. It's up to a woman to say yes or no. It's up to a guy to say yes or no. They have choice. The laws are different in the future than they are in the past. And it's just, I was so distracted by my inadequacy with the Kindle that it really destroyed my concentration on the book, on the story. And because I spent so much time comparing it to this one, because this was really good, a really good series. Go check out my videos on that. But I'm going to continue to look for more books. So this book And the other series I did the other day will be mentioned in my time travel thing in probably September. I don't know, August, September, if then. We'll see what happens. But Cassandra works with Lucian and James a little bit and Garrick a little bit, and they investigate what happened to this guy's sister. And it's got one of those, it's just, it's just good, it's just bad. You feel that sentence in any way you want, any way, shape, or form. And it's just, the dominatrix at the end was a little bit of a surprise, though. I can't believe she went there. But after talking the other day on one of my Flashback Mondays about Stanheim, Loose ID, Sage, and Eller's Cave, it was interesting to see that show up in this Regency book. So check it out. Let me know what you think. Have a good day.